phones, Babylons can't crack the code.
Last Chance U. It is a Netflix series that follows a certain team on the junior college level, whether it be football and or basketball, and they document their journey throughout their season. Now they've had a total of 5 seasons in football and 1 in basketball. In today's video, I am going to be talking about Last Chance U football and what happened to all the teams that were featured in Last Chance U football throughout the 5 seasons that they ran it, and what happened to them post Last Chance U. Also, I want to add one quick thing before I move on. I have made videos on all the Last Chance U teams from football to basketball, making Where Are They Now videos with all the players that were featured on the show. If you want to see those videos, I will be leaving the link down in the description below for each one of those videos. Now before I move on, remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's get into it. Last Chance U football has a total of 5 seasons featuring 3 different schools. In the first 2 seasons, it featured East Mississippi Community College, one of the top JUCO programs in the nation for football. And in Season 3 and 4, it featured Independence Community College out of Kansas, a program that hasn't necessarily been the best up to that point, but they're starting to really build something special in Independence under Coach Brown. And in the final season, the 5th season, it was in Laney College, which was in California, and it showed a whole different level of JUCO football, as California is their own thing for JUCO football. They only play California teams, and there is no scholarships. In Season 1 of Last Chance U at East Mississippi College, during the 2015 college football season, EMCC was one of the best junior college football teams in the nation and a national title contender. In the regular season, they went 8-1, with their only loss coming in Week 2 in a 24-31 L. They were supposed to be one of the best teams in the nation and a potential national title one at that, but their season got ended severely early after a huge brawl broke out in their last game at Mississippi Delta, which they won 48-0. But because of the brawl, they got disqualified from the state playoffs and a potential national championship game. In the last season featuring East Mississippi Community College for Last Chance U, in Season 2, EMCC had yet again another strong season as a top JUCO team in the nation, as they went 11-1 in total and even won their bowl game versus Kilgore with a score of 27-21. This was a team coming into the year at number 1, and they were expected to be in the national title game. However, they did lose Week 1, their only loss of the season, 25-27, a very close one at that. And they faced a major challenge that game, as they had a good amount of their players for Week 1 that could not play because they were suspended for only that game because of the brawl that happened in the very end of Season 1. Since Last Chance U, East Mississippi Community College has kept up their winning pedigree as one of the best JUCO teams in the nation for football, as they have a record of 38-6 since being on the show, 2 national titles, 2 conference titles, and their best season coming in 2018, in which they were not only their conference champions and the national champions, but they had a perfect record of 12-0. They have played a total of 4 seasons since Last Chance U, since in 2020 their season was canceled. For Season 3 of Last Chance U, the crew would end up switching from East Mississippi to a new team in Kansas, Independence Community College, a team that wasn't as nationally acclaimed as East Mississippi, and the expectations were ultimately a lot lower, as Independence the season prior, before they went on Last Chance U, would end up going 5-4, their first winning season in 10 years. In the 2017 season, Independence had one of their best seasons in school history, as they went 9-2 and even were a top 10 team to finish the season, even winning a bowl game over number 4 Northeastern Oklahoma A&M in their bowl game with a score of 30-20. In Season 4 of Last Chance U, the second one at Independence Community College, going into the 2018 season, ICC had some real hype around their name as a national title contender. They were even number 6 heading into the season. However, this season ultimately was extremely disappointing, as they went 2-8, and Coach Brown would be forced to resign after insensitive remarks. Since being featured on Last Chance U, Independence Community College has kept up with some consistent success, as since being featured on the show in the 3 seasons they've played in, they have been 21-6, which is a pretty good record. They've won a conference, and their best season came in 2019, in which they went 8-2. The final team that was featured on Last Chance U was Laney College, and they only had 1 season instead of the 2 that the other 2 teams had. The 1 season that they had was Season 5, that featured Laney College in the 2019 college football season. Now, the season prior for Laney, they were the state champions for California for JUCO football. And going into this season, Laney College was seen as the best team in the state, even being ranked number 1 heading into Week 1, where they would play Modesto. They would go on to lose that Week 1 game 20-33. As the season went on, they were a solid team, but they weren't the best team in the entire conference like they were the season prior. They would end up going 6-5, including a bowl game loss in which they lost to Sierra with a score of 14-21. Since being featured for 1 season on Last Chance U, Laney College has played 1 season. Now, yes, they've only played 1 season, as in 2020 their season was canceled. In the 2021 season, they were back to it, and they had a very similar 21 campaign as they did in Season 5 for their 2019 campaign, as they would go on to be 6-5, and they went 2-3 in conference play. And oddly enough, to close out their 21 season, they would play Sierra College in a bowl game just like they did in the 2019 campaign, except this time they would win 31-13. When talking about the coaches that were featured on Last Chance U, Buddy Stevens was the head coach for East Mississippi on Last Chance U, and he is still the head coach for them today. Coach Brown from the Independence series is no longer the head coach for Independence football. As you recall what I said a little while ago when I was on the Independence part of the video, he was forced to resign after insensitive comments at the end of Season 4, or really the 2018 college football season, and he has not coached collegiate football since then. Instead, he has ran his podcast, he has his book, he has his whiskey business, and his cigars. When talking about Laney College, Coach Beam is still the head coach for them today. Well guys, if you've made it this far in the video, drop something down in the comment section below. What was your favorite season of Last Chance U? And before you head out, remember to smash that like button, turn on those post notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. BKelly out.